The Norton Judicial Excellence Award honors the current or retired judge who best represents the highest commitment to scholarship and service to the insolvency community. Over the years, some of the most respected and revered members of the bench, past and present, have received the award. People like the late Joe Lee, Alex Pasquet, and Jerry Patchen. Past NCBJ presidents like Tom Small and Barbara Hauser. Bill Brown, the co-chair of the Commission on Consumer Bankruptcy. And last year in San Francisco, Gene Weedoff. The award is sponsored by ABI and our partners at Thomson Reuters. As part of the award, Thomson Reuters generously donates $10,000 each year for joint educational efforts by ABI and the NCBJ. The NCBJ, in turn, funds annual Blackshear Scholars to attend this program so that minority law students can help further their careers in bankruptcy. A selection committee of 6 from among past ABI presidents and contributors to the Norton Treatise decide the recipient from among those nominated. We welcome Clay Mattson from Thomson Reuters, along with Bill Norton III, with us today in support of the Norton Award. It is a delight and both a professional and personal honor to announce this year's winner of the William Norton Jr. Judicial Excellence Award, my friend of nearly 40 years and my colleague, Judge Mary Walrath. Now, before I ask Mary to come up to receive her award, allow me to share just a few things about Mary. Mary applied for a Delaware bankruptcy judgeship, never as a Philadelphia lawyer expecting to be selected. But she was appointed, then thrown immediately into the maelstrom that was Delaware Bankruptcy Court at the time. She and Peter Walsh often sat from 9 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, 5 days a week, to administer the caseload, which, under weighted case measurements, entitled Delaware at the time to 18 bankruptcy judgeships when there were only 2. Mary is the straightest shooter I know. Her moral compass always points north. In fact, the only flaw that I can find in her judgment was her decision to seek the NCBJ presidency. Imagine having to answer to almost 300 judges every single day for a year. But among her many other milestones, Judge Walrath is a founding member and co-president of the Delaware Bankruptcy American of Court, a fellow of the American College of Bankruptcy, and has served on NCBJ's Board of Governors and as secretary, as chair of the Education Committee, and as president-elect. She also served as an associate editor and business manager of the American Bankruptcy Law Journal. Mary Walrath's professional career has been consistently marked by service to the bar generally and to the insolvency community in particular. She is an exceptional colleague in every way that you can imagine. Mary, please join us on the stage to receive your award.
Thank you, Kevin, for those kind words. And thank you to ABI. As Jean mentioned, the synergies between the two groups are many and have gone on for many years. And I appreciate their efforts not only at the NCBJ conference, but throughout the year. I also want to give special thanks to Thomson Reuters for funding this award. As mentioned, these funds are used to support critical education and research in the bankruptcy field through the ABI Endowment for Education Committee. As an editor of the American Bankruptcy Law Journal, I saw firsthand the results of those funds, and they funded critical empirical studies about why people file bankruptcy, which are necessary to educate Congress and others as to what might be done to prevent the necessity for bankruptcy. It also, as mentioned, funds the Blackshear Fellows. We have 5 outstanding candidates who received scholarships this year to come to the NCB bankruptcy conference and to see educational programs as well as to meet with practitioners of longstanding. So it's an excellent program. Personally, I am honored and humbled to receive the 12th Annual Norton Award for Judicial Excellence. The criteria for the awards sets a high standard. Record of service, achievement, and leadership in the insolvency community, an educator, writer, scholar, who has the same dedication to the insolvency community as Judge William L. Norton, Jr. Well, Judge Norton was an icon who served for 15 years on the bankruptcy bench and then went on to author and edit the premier bankruptcy treatise on bankruptcy law, was a principal founder and speaker at the Bankruptcy Law Institute, a highly regarded seminar that has been held for more than 30 years. To receive an honor in his name is indeed humbling for me personally. Even more humbling is to be included in the list of prior recipients. As mentioned, these are really lions in the bankruptcy field. I feel like a kitten among them. To be included with someone not mentioned, Jay Crystal, a bankruptcy judge who has sat on the Southern District of Florida for over 32 years, who has taught law at the University of Miami and in foreign countries, and who has had 2 aircraft named after him by airline companies in bankruptcy before him. To be included with Barbara Hauser, who now is heading the mediation program to try and solve the problems in Puerto Rico. Again, she was an outstanding bankruptcy lawyer and judge. The rest also, leaders in the NCBJ and in our community. I am truly humbled. But let me say I have loved the bankruptcy field. Since clerking for Judge Goldhaber beginning in 1979, the year the bankruptcy code became effective, I have had great mentors who have helped me. Judge Goldhaber knew everything, and he was very patient with me since when I started with him, I had had but 1 basic bankruptcy course. I learned a lot from him. After clerking for him, I had the good fortune to be hired by a law firm, Clark Ladner, where I met my husband, who was my second and greatest mentor. He taught me bankruptcy skills, bankruptcy law, negotiating skills, trial practice, all skills that were necessary in the field. I then had the good fortune to receive an appointment to the bankruptcy bench in Delaware. As Kevin mentioned, I had no anticipation that I would be picked, having no connection to Delaware. But I was truly fortunate to be selected. I was thrown into the fray, but it was just fabulous to be able to deal with complex issues that I had never seen as a lawyer in practice. It was heady times. And I will note, though, that Kevin Carey has joined me in Delaware, although he started as a bankruptcy judge in Philadelphia. Great cases, great lawyers, great turnaround managers, and many others to assist in that case. And I've had the good fortune to sit in Delaware. But I've also been fortunate enough to be appointed as the bankruptcy judge for the District of the U.S. Virgin Islands. And let me tell you, those cases tear at my heart. They are about real people and real problems, and they keep me focused on what is important about the bankruptcy law. And particularly given the hurricanes that have hit them, this is going to be a very trying time for that district. We've had reports of clerks from that court who are standing in line for 5 hours just to get groceries, sitting in their car waiting for 10 gallons of gas that they can purchase per week. It's really heart-rending. So I hope that you keep the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico in your prayers. I have been very fortunate. My judicial career has been varied and endlessly challenging. I've enjoyed co-editing the Rudder Group Bankruptcy Practice Group, which is published by Thomson Reuters, with Arthur Gonzalez and Judy Fitzgerald. That's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed my work on the American Bankruptcy Law Journal panel. I have enjoyed teaching the master's program in bankruptcy at St. John's School of Law. I've enjoyed going with my friend Nancy Alquist and teaching judges in Qatar about the American bankruptcy law. It's been just terrific. I've been given lots of opportunities, and I hope I haven't squandered any of those. If I've been able to make a contribution in the bankruptcy field, I am grateful. But I am just grateful to have been able to participate in this because I love the field. And I'm very humbled and thankful to be selected the 12th recipient of the Norton Award. So thanks to ABI, Thomson Reuters, and all of those on the selection committee. I'm truly honored. Thank you. Thank you, Jim.